Hello good people of YouTube, Mountbatten here, and today, before we get into today's video, I'm going to give a shout out to another channel, which is something that I think needs to be done more nowadays. It used to happen a lot back in the past in YouTube, but I don't see it happening near as much as it used to. So, the channel that I want to give a shout out to is S-Force Cubed. Me and him had a little competition Sunday night on the Sunday night live stream. It was me and you guys against him and his subscribers. Although we did have to share one or two of you guys because he is a much smaller channel than I am. He's at 120 subscribers right now, and I remember back when I was at that size, and I wished that a larger channel like what this channel has become would give me a shout out. So I am giving him a shout out. Go hug his channel. Go hug that subscribe button, and let's share the love. Alright, so on to the topic of today's video, and today's video is what I think needs to change about the CV Rework. I know I shared my thoughts on it, I think a week or so ago, but today I'm bringing you guys a couple things that I want them to change. Now, especially that they've postponed it for the end of the month rather than this week. So one thing I would want them to change right away is the AA mounts. And this, because you can either say the AA mounts or the amount of planes. They need to change one or two of those. And that is, of course, that the carriers have unlimited planes now. Now, the way the system works is that the more planes you lose, the longer it takes to rearm or, I guess, spawn in new planes on the carrier deck. And I understand that. And my thing is, if you're going to apply that to the planes, you need to apply that to the AA mounts. Either make it to where they're knocked out for a certain amount of time. Maybe, I don't know, 2-3 minutes at most. And then they come back online. It would make sense, the gun's knocked out, the crew, they have to, swap out the barrel, swap out a part or something to where they would, bring the gun back into function. And that seems fair. I mean, that seems to me the best way to solve this problem, because I get not wanting to limit the planes and the carriers, because, hey, the ships in the game, they have unlimited ammo. Carriers didn't have unlimited planes before, but you gotta find a balancing point. So to me that would seem fair. Say, you knock out, I don't know, 10-20 guns on a ship. It takes 2 or 3 minutes depending upon, how directly the gun got hit. Say the gun got directly hit by a bomb or an HE shell, whatever. Say that takes 3-4ish minutes to come back online. Whereas something's hit by splash damage only takes a minute or so because, like I said, the gun gets directly hit. They may have to swap out a certain piece of like the bolt or the some other mechanism. I don't know all the parts of an AA gun. Just something gets knocked out and they have to replace the part. That would make sense. Could be what that was simulating. Because it just isn't fair to have the solution to planes to be able to be permanently knocked out when the carrier gets unlimited planes. And like I said, people brought up, it's not, there's a timer. You have to wait until the planes spawn in. After so much time has passed. But I mean, it's still, bottom line, it's unlimited. The AA mounts currently are not unlimited. Okay, that one's out of the way. The second thing I think they need to fix is the priority zone, or whatever it's called. I believe it's called priority zone. That just isn't going to fly. That's ridiculous the way it works. It doesn't make sense. And I understand, since there's going to be less squadrons flying in the air, it's not fair to be able to target that one squadron, since unless they allow 2 carriers in the game, you're only going to have 1 squadron flying around. I understand that. But this priority target, this priority zone, it's pointless to use, especially with battleships. Because by the time the zone has switched over, the planes can completely fly around the other side of the ship. The planes aren't slow. And it just doesn't make sense. And honestly, I don't think I'll ever use it. Because, I mean, with cruisers and destroyers, they're maneuverable enough to where you can kind of keep up with the planes. But with battleships, it's totally ineffective. And battleships have just mountains and mountains of AA guns on them. So why would you even need to do that in the first place? I think they need to replace that maybe with the old, be able to target a squadron, but hey, like maybe make it to where it's like 10% less effective or 15% less effective, because the AA is already scaled down enough to where if you've seen any videos of the current status of AA in the game, it's way weaker than it was currently, because of course instead of fighting all 4 or 5 squadrons, you only have 1 squadron or 2 squadrons to fight off. So, maybe either replace it with the old system, but like I said, just make it less effective when you manually target the squadron. Yeah, that's the best option I see, right there, rather than some form of, a saturation, because I mean that's kind of what priority sector is. Or maybe you can keep priority sector, but take away the timer it takes to switch between the sides, or make it much faster. Because I believe it's like 15 seconds, 16 seconds right now. And apparently when they first introduced it, it was like 30 seconds. Because it just really doesn't make sense to me why, 15 seconds for the guns to concentrate on one side of the ship. The guns don't take that long to turn. If that's what they're supposed to be emulating, it takes like 2 seconds to turn the guns around. So I don't see why it takes so long for them to rotate. Okay. The next thing I think they need to change is the way flooding and fires work. Now, they have said that they are looking at changing the way that flooding works, but fires especially now too, because, I mean, guys, I'm a Battleship main, so look at this from a Battleship's player's perspective. Upcoming, you have these new rocket planes which can set fires on your ship quite easily, and then you have the good old HE bombers which can set fires on your ship easily, and on top of that you have the current state of cruiser and destroyer HE spam, because you got ships like the Harugu and the Wusta, cruisers or destroyers with small, really fast reloading HE spammy guns. I'm on fire so much now as a battleship. And keep in mind, I've been playing this game for 2 years, and I remember when the worst thing I would face at tier 10 was a Des Moines, and his guns reload in, I think it's 5, 6, 7 seconds. I'm not sure exactly. That used to be HC spam at tier 10, but now you got the Wusta, the Harugamo, the Caballeros. And I'll take that back. The Caballeros actually used to be the worst thing you could run into at tier 10 for HC spam. And God, I kind of miss those days when I would have to, spend my time trying to run or hide from a Caballeros, because he's so freaking fast and so, stealthy that I couldn't deal with him. But yeah, those were the good old days, and now you have all this new source of just rainbows of HE coming at you. And then on top of that, you have submarines coming in sometime in 2019, so, they can hit you with one torpedo and cause flooding that takes away 40% of your ship's health. But, like I've said, Wargaming has said they're looking into changing the flooding mechanics, but they do need to, I would say, at least apply the damage saturation feature to fires, because, again, like I said in an old HE video, that it would make sense to, say your bow's been set on fire once. When the second fire comes, it only burns for 50% of damage, because, it's your deck's been burned, the wood's burned, the rigging's been burned, and, okay, you set another fire, it burns for 50% of the damage because all that stuff's already burned. And by the time, the fourth fire gets set there, because I've had so many fires set on my Curse before. I've just ridden out so many fires, and I think I got it set on fire one time. I think it was well over 10 times. I just timed all my heals and my damage counts to where I lived. Now, again, if you repair and the health points get restored to that area, of course, the next fire that would be set there would do, 100% of its normal damage rate. But, I mean, guys, fire and flooding right now is just so insane. I mean, because your damage count has become so important now. There's another video for another day, but that's just what I think they need to look at. Now, overall, honestly, that's my big three biggest complaints about this CV rework. That's only 3 things. That's not that bad, and again, these problems aren't that hard to fix. Like I said, I understand AA being scaled down because you have 1, maybe 2 squadrons in the air at a time now, rather than having 5 or 6 depending upon the carrier. But these are real simple fixes, and if they do that, I think it will be a great rework. My problem with the carrier rework isn't that it's going from this RTS to this direct control of squadrons. I still think that's a good shift, because carriers were a rare breed before, and making it more accessible to everyone I think is good. I mean, because those of you that have seen me play carriers before, I am horrible at it, and I'm not as good, as with this new type of playstyle either. but I definitely feel, you know, more comfortable with it than I did with the old type of playstyle. Oh, one more thing, I forgot this. They need to change it to where you can hop back to the carrier while the squadron's still up. You know, maybe you can just set them to just patrol an area. You can go back to the carrier and deal with, say, you get set on fire or you're flooding or something, rather than depending upon the AI, which will probably ram you into an island or another ship at its first opportunity to control your carrier. Because I know they said they make it to where, you know, you get flooding, so it'll automatically put it out, but yeah, but what if I want to ride that flooding out? Because there's another destroyer off in the distance who's going to get another torp salvo off on me, so I want to hold my damage con to where after his torps hit me, I could then damage con there. I know it's only going to save you like 2 or 3 more seconds of life until the destroyer gets either another torpedo salvo off or just burns you down with HE. But I mean, hey, in World of Warships, those couple of seconds can really count. That's the other thing they need to change. So 4 main things they need to change about the carrier rework. And like I was saying before, I remember that last thing. I don't think the going from the RTS to the direct control squadrons is a bad thing. I personally think it's a good thing. I know a lot of people don't like it, but my thing is I still think they need to hold this off for maybe another month and get some more testing in there, because they are trying way too hard to push this out this soon. They need more time to test it, and they need to work on the balancing a bit more. I don't know how long they've been working on this for. I don't know if like they're overdue or something, but it definitely isn't ready. And a week of polishing, yeah, it's going to help, but I think they really need, if you don't want to postpone it for another month, we're giving maybe another week after. Maybe hold it off until the 2nd week of February, then let it go live. And hopefully, if you would take that much extra time on it, you could address some of these problems. Again, it's all my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you agree with my opinion? I mean, do you think they should have kept it at the RTS type of style, or do you like the new direct control of squadrons? Let me know. Again, this is all my opinion. I'm not saying this is the definitive 4 things they need to change about the carrier rework or anything. It's just all my opinion, and it's my thoughts. So guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Make sure to go check out S-Force Cube's channel. He doesn't do videos like I do. He does streaming mostly on YouTube. And no, I used to stream twice a week, but now it's down to just once a week. So if you need your World of Warships streaming fix, go check out his channel. Thank you guys, thanks for watching. I will catch all you guys in the next one.